tree.
There's a tree blocking them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now it's clear.
That's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, a little more.
Then a small cute
Yeah.
Egyptian vulture saying hello.
See, do you remember now? There were no vultures around the water. Water, Jakarta. Yeah.
Right, so the first thing people wonder why I stop here is because vultures are very endangered in Africa or South Africa as well. The truth is we've got 9 species of vulture, 7 of which is already critically endangered or they're heading towards the list in the next 2 or 3 years. Breeding goes very well in captivity and it's breeding season now, so just excuse them, they don't have a room, that is the room. Now the very sad thing is, if we lose one of the vulture species to extinction in our country, the rest of them are sure to follow because they feed on different parts of the carcass. So if one of the birds don't come to eat, the rest of them won't get their food. Especially if the big bird gets shot out or goes to extinction first, because the leopard-faced vulture is definitely the biggest one we've got. His wingspan is 2.8 meters from tip to tip, so it's a massive bird. But what makes him more important than all the others, or for the others, is the strong beak that he has. Because the leopard-faced vulture can tear skin of impalas, giraffe, hippo, elephant, rhino, anything you know. So you can go down the list, he tears into all of them. Where Cape vultures, these guys, their beaks are not strongly developed to do this. So they can't even tear open giraffes or impala skin. It's very thin skin actually. But Cape vultures are endemic to South Africa. So this beautiful bird you only find here. So on most of the game drives or so where you go on, most common one that you will see. They are also the heaviest vultures. They can weigh up to 10 or even 12 kilograms each. That is why these guys nest on mountains. So this is a perfect layout for them. So if you guys go on, drive past the Drakensberg, Mahalisberg, you see white faced walls like here. It's an active colony that's probably staying there. Now they are excellent flyers. No, you guys can see them. Right. Cape vultures can fly 12,000 meters in the air. So airplanes or pilots often report back that they've seen the vultures up there. So their bodies are perfectly developed for flight. So these guys do not see from up there to here where their food is. They watch the other ones. So if the leopard-faced vultures come down to eat, these guys follow them because they know that they are going to find food if they do so. So that is how they also use one another to get to their food source. But while we have so many of them here, none of these guys here I can release back in the wild. for various factors, but mostly because they cannot fly. That's the point of it. Either they've got nerve damages after they fed on poisoned carcasses, or they actually break their wings when they collide with power cables or telephone lines, that kind of thing that they don't see when they are out or coming down for food. That is why a lot of people are proactive about it. A lot of provinces, etc., has put up some things on the wires, so balls, mirrors, all of those, make them see the thing before they are too close, so they can actually do something to avoid it as well. So we are breeding with the vultures. We have released chicks of leopard-faced vultures, Cape vultures, and African white-backed vultures. The only ones we are not releasing is the small, cute Egyptian vulture. That guy is actually so small, his wingspan is 1 meter shorter than any other vulture that you can think of. So at a carcass, they couldn't find food. So to feed themselves and to feed the family, they became expert egg feeders, which became a problem for the farmers in the 1920s because they farmed with ostriches a lot, specifically for the feathers. So the farmers were smiling because the money came rolling in, but my bird also partied in the trees because there's a motherload of food right there for him. So having a thick shell, they thought, well, it's not big of a problem, he can't open it. Well, he worked around it because he developed a skill. He picked up a small little rock and he started flicking it at the egg with precision. He sat there for hours to weaken that one spot. Then he put his beak inside, and that bird weighs 2.4 kilograms. I'll tell you the truth. But he ate a whole egg just by himself. So that is 24 chicken eggs he put inside him. So that's a huge appetite. The farmers didn't like it a lot, so they shot them to extinction in our country. So you won't find them anywhere. And if you do, they are migrants, so they're not staying here. But the idea is, if we get enough of them, if we can breed them well enough to get a big colony, we can actually put that whole colony in one place, and then they might settle down, because they are a big group. One by one, they will choose sides, north or east, they will not settle. But then the settled colony might show the other ones, look here, it's safe. So they might come back and we can get them back here. So it's easy to do with them, but the same thing with Cape Griffins. If that happens here and they go to extinction, we can't breed them and reintroduce them because they will be gone. We cannot get them back. Now they breed very well, produce 1 egg if they do lay one, mostly 2. So it's not a big batch of eggs. And then both parents are involved in raising the baby, and they stick together for life. Yeah, please, do it right in front of us. Great, thank you. Right, so like I was saying, they stick together for life. So vultures do grow very old, but it's also because they are very special, because these guys, if they lose a partner, they mourn their loss. So for about 15 years, that one bird that remains will not breed at all until he gets a new mate. So that is why they need a long life cycle. Otherwise, it will be easy to just get rid of them all. Right. You guys have any questions about the birds before we move on?
Do people out wherever they find them, do they kill them for like food or something?
Not really for food, but a lot of sangomas and traditional healers, they also kill them for parts. They want the claws and they want the brain. Because they believe they see into the future.
Yeah.
Because they actually tell kids as well, if they look up at the sky there, they don't see anything. They ask them, what do they see? They see nothing. Okay, that's cool. So they kill something, they put it there. 20 minutes later, there's 100 birds. They see, you see? They saw that yesterday, so they started to fly here so they can eat. So they think that if you eat the brain, you're going to see the future too. So it's silly things for that. It's not really for food.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
How old do they get?
The oldest one we know of, like vultures, they're very similar in behavior, and that's a Cape vulture. And because they sort of migrate all over, they're a little bit less endangered than these guys. But